Hello and welcome to this Friday's Ramble. Another week has passed, all sorts of political ramifications along the way, but still the same old lockdown, I guess. But I hope it's been good for you. There still seems to be no indication of when we might be able to sing again. I know the Cathedral Organists Association and the Royal School of Church Music are still working very hard, lobbying the Department of Culture to try and find out. But in the meantime, the rules are that any church that has a live congregation, can only have a cantor or up to 3 singers. So we have actually decided just over this Holy Week that we're going to use cantors. So 3 of our sopranos have kindly agreed to sing on Palm Sunday and again on Easter Day, and David is very kindly going to sing for us on Good Friday and on Holy Saturday when there will be services in church. So that will just add another little dimension, a small step, if you like, on the road to recovery. And we really hope it won't be too long before our choir and indeed then all our friends who sing for Come and Sing can join us again to get singing properly again. Now, as next Friday is Good Friday, and I'm going to be in church quite a lot of the time, I'm not going to do a ramble next week. I'm going to give myself 1 week off. So I have a couple of notices. You will know that we recorded 2 or 3 weeks ago, we recorded 3 episodes of my Sacred Harmony program. That's something I've been doing for 2 or 3 years now. Talking about church music generally. It's been studio based, or we did one in some in a church in London, but the broadcasting company wanted to come somewhere different, so they came down to Swanage and we filmed around the town, and we filmed in St Mary's. So these 3 programs, which are devotions really, special devotions of liturgy and music for Maundy Thursday, Good Friday and Easter Day, are going to be shown on TBN UK this coming week. I'll put a list on my email, but just to tell you, on Maundy Thursday the show's going to be, it's half an hour long. It's going to be shown 3 times actually, at 9 o'clock in the morning, 3:05 in the afternoon and 8 o'clock in the evening, but maybe 8 o'clock in the evening is the best one. Good Friday, same thing, 9 o'clock in the morning, 3:05 in the afternoon and 8 o'clock. And then the Easter Sunday programme is going to be shown 4 times during the day, at 8:30 in the morning, midday, 5:30 and 9:30 in the evening. So Swanage is going to get a nice lot of exposure. And as I think you might have picked up, John Mann worked with me on these, and we discuss the challenges and opportunities of liturgy and music at this particularly special time of the Christian calendar. We have some wonderful singers as well, some wonderful music, some brilliant readings read by people being very brave, standing on the cliffside, and me pretending not to be cold when I do all my links. So anyway, I hope you are able to watch those. We're very much looking forward to seeing them. Good. Just to, what are we now? Yes, www.swanageteam.com. There are notices on there for the services for next week, for Holy Week, Palm Sunday this Sunday, and then there are services in church on Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, but there are details of all those online, so I do urge you to check those. And I've done this in a different order, haven't I, today? Quick fire 5. Let's do it now. Nothing like a bit of variety, is there? So last week's Quick Fire 5 had a bit of an Irish slant to them after St Patrick's Day. So here we go. Question number 1. Where is St Patrick supposed to be buried? Well, it's believed that his remains lie in Down Cathedral in Downpatrick. All right, Down Cathedral in Downpatrick. Question 2. Which hymn is set to St Patrick's breastplate? I'm sure you got that one. I bind unto myself today. That wonderful hymn to the Trinity, and that wonderful tune too. So well done if you got that one right. Unusually, question number 3, there are 2 cathedrals in Dublin, Protestant Church of Ireland cathedrals. What are they called? Well, the answer was, of course, St Patrick's Cathedral and also Christ Church. So St Patrick's and Christ Church. Question number 4, what do Stanford and Wood, Charles Stanford and Charles Wood, have in common? The answer is they were both Irish. Stanford was born in Dublin and Charles Wood was born in Armagh. And of course there's that lovely music festival now in Armagh, the Charles Wood Festival, which happens every year. Well, non-COVID years certainly. So that's the connection between those 2. And finally, question number 5, where would you find St Finbarr's Cathedral? Very fascinated by it. It's an amazing building. St Finbarr's Cathedral's in Cork. In Cork. If you don't know it, have a look it up on Google it. It's an amazing building. 3 spires, huge organ. Amazing, amazing. So there you go. I know 1 or 2 people that might have got 5 for that quiz. There we go. So for this week, let's see, 5 new questions. Now, we celebrated the Annunciation this week, so I thought, I researched this one a bit, so I'd be surprised if you get this right straight away. But how many UK Anglican cathedrals have a dedication to Mary, St Mary, Virgin Mary? How many UK Anglican cathedrals have a dedication to Mary? It's quite interesting that. More than you think. Question number 2. Chris Phillips would get this one right. Why is a verger so called? Why are they called vergers? Oh, I've got an email. Question number 3. How many symphonies did Haydn write? I remember learning this at school. It's one of those silly things you just remember. How many symphonies did Haydn write? He was known as the father of the symphony, so he wrote quite a few. So if you say 3 or 4, you're well wrong. Question number 4. In my mind at the moment, who wrote the contemporary hymn, The Servant King? Who wrote The Servant King? Wonderful, wonderful hymn with some wonderful lines in it. And finally, slightly random question, but I thought I'd try and catch you out. What was the name of the Archbishop of Canterbury who crowned Queen Elizabeth II? She'll soon have been on the throne for 70 years. Extraordinary. But what was the name of the Archbishop of Canterbury that crowned her? I got that right. I didn't have to look that up. So there you go. Quick fire 5. You've got 2 weeks on that one to see if you can research all those answers. Good. So I've mentioned swaнаgeteam.com, so you know about the services. So to my recommendation for music for this Holy Week. Now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, somebody raised with me that I'd asked a question on Quickfire 5 that I'd already asked before, because I don't keep a record. I also don't keep a record of recommendations for music. So I might have recommended this piece before. So if I have, apologies, a little apology, but no apology really, because it's such a wonderful piece of music and it's worth revisiting a year later if I did introduce you to it. If I didn't and you don't know it, now's the time to listen to this beautiful piece of music. And it's a piece of music by John Ireland. We know Ireland from Greater Love. At St Mary's we sing his evening canticles in F, Ireland in F. He wrote a lovely communion service, 1 or 2 other bits of church music. He was for a number of years the organist of St Luke's in Chelsea. And also he played at Holy Trinity Sloane Square. He studied music. He went to the Royal College of Music. He studied with Stanford, actually, Irishman Stanford. And later he went back and he taught at the Royal College of Music. And one of his most famous pupils was Benjamin Britten. He was very influenced by the classical European composers, knew the works of all the great symphonic composers, but he was also quite influenced and interested in the Impressionist school of the French composers, sort of Debussy, Ravel. He never really wrote anything. He studied organ and piano. Piano was his first study, and he never wrote anything particularly large scale. The biggest thing he ever wrote was a piano concerto, But generally he wrote small miniatures, piano and voice, lots of beautiful, beautiful songs. You may well know The Holy Boy. But really some remarkable stuff. He put his own slant on it. His music doesn't sort of follow the natural influences of folk melodies that people like Vaughan Williams, Moyer and all those people wrote. Anyway, the piece that I'm talking about today is a hymn by Bishop Howe, which is "It is a thing most wonderful." So this setting is Ex Ore Innocentium. It is a thing most wonderful, almost too wonderful to be. And it's set for 2 treble parts and organ, that's all, just 2 treble parts and organ. But it's the most extraordinary piece. It has a lovely solo at the beginning, and then it introduces all sort of chromaticism, and when we get to the bit about, sometimes think about the cross and shut my eyes and try to see the cruel nail and crown of thorns. His word painting is exceptional, just absolutely amazing. And then you get to the last verse, and yet I want to love thee, Lord. I mean, it's sumptuous, so beautiful indeed. And just a real gem, 3 or 4 minutes, that's all, but an absolute gem. So if you don't know it, you'll love it. I've scanned a copy illegally. I shouldn't really do that, but I've scanned a copy so that you can see the music. And I'm going to point you to 2 performances. There's a wonderful performance that Malcolm Archer did with his boys at Wells Cathedral, and I'm going to give you a link to that because the singing is just sensational. The boys are just amazing. But if you like to sort of watch kids actually performing it, there's also a really nice video of Canterbury Cathedral choristers singing it by memory actually. I watched this a couple of times and I thought, we could smile a little bit more, but they sing beautifully. I think Wells has the edge in my opinion, but either. But so 2 connections for you to watch and listen. But I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it gives you a little bit of lift during Holy Week. It's just a wonderful piece. So time for a couple of warm-ups. I'm a bit croaky this morning, but we'll see what we can do. So hang on a second. I'll get to the piano. See you in a moment. There was a little delay there because I noticed I had a collection of Finzi songs on the piano, so I've just been playing a little bit of Finzi. What a composer. Fantastic. Anyway, I wasn't here to talk about Finzi today. So, making sure that you're nice and relaxed and comfortable, either sitting up straight or standing. Remember, knees not locked, nice and relaxed. Head square. Okay, shall we try a siren to start off? Good, feel better for that. Let's do some nice simple ones today. Start in B flat. Let's just go to ooh. Good, well done. I hope that worked for you. What should we do now? Let's just do our C, fa, C, fa, C. Ready, go. C, fa, C, fa, C. 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 One more. C, fa, C, fa, C. Good. And let's just do some descending scales. Mezzo forte. Good, I left you to it a little bit there. That was up to a top A flat, so if you got that, well done, kept you going. So, I hope you have a good week this week. As I say, I'm not going to do a ramble next Friday, but I'll be back in 2 weeks' time. But in the meantime, I may well see a number of you over Holy Week and Easter. So, have a good week, stay safe, stay warm from the miserable weather, although I hope it's going to get a bit better. And see you soon.